Hey everybody, welcome back to the Profit Podcast. I'm going to be going over several things today. I'm going to be going over several players, several teams' defenses to stash for the playoffs. It's going to be a good show. Make sure you listen to the end because I'm going to be telling you how to enter to win this Joe Mixon autographed card. All right, without further ado, let's just get right into it. So the first thing I'm going to be talking about right now is the Jets, their upcoming schedule. You've probably heard it's a great schedule. They've got Oakland this week, then the Cincinnati Bengals, and then the Dolphins. Now, Sam Darnold, I think he's worth adding, and he's going to be a very solid streamer these next couple weeks. He's coming off a game he threw for, I think, 293 yards and 4 touchdowns, which great for Sam Darnold. But the key benefactor here, the key guy I'm targeting is Ryan Griffin. He's a great add at the tight end position. He's really become what we hoped Chris Herndon would be. His past 3 out of 4 weeks, he has been phenomenal. And against Miami, he had a good game, but it should have been better. He had a touchdown that was called back. In weeks 8 through 11, Ryan Griffin, he's actually the number 2 tight end in PPR leagues, right behind George Kittle. So he has 3 solid and great matchups coming up. He is definitely worth an add, definitely worth starting at this point. His talent level, it's great, and he has a fairly competent quarterback throwing to him, or a quarterback who in these matchups will be competent. So he's someone I'm targeting, someone I'm making sure I have before I make the push for the playoffs. All right, next up we're going to talk about Jamison Crowder on the Jets too. He's been great this season. He really has. He's exceeded our expectations, kind of become what we hoped Robbie Anderson would be, in that he's a very reliable option at wide receiver who has big upside. He's a PPR machine, we know that, and he's coming off his best game of the year with 100+ yards, and things they're going to continue to be juicy for him. He's got the same matchups that his quarterback and tight end do, and especially this week's with Oakland, they're going to be able to put up points, meaning Darnold is going to have to throw. And Crowder is his go-to guy, so Jamison Crowder, these matchups, they give him a lot of upside on big plays, and they especially give him a really safe floor in PPR leagues. So Jamison Crowder is another guy I want on my team because he is Mr. Reliable at this point. He's really been very consistent, and he has that upside. All right, next, let's talk about some defenses to pick up. Defenses, it's really tricky a lot of times. You try to play the matchups, but if you can get a defense several weeks before they're really relevant, that gives you a huge advantage as we enter the playoffs. So first defense I'm going to talk about, once again, the Jets. They've got the same schedule that the offense does. They should have some really good games coming up. They've got, let's go back to the schedule, Oakland. They should have a pretty good game against them. And then the Bengals and then Dolphins. Jets will definitely be worth starting there. I'm starting anyone against the Bengals at this point. They're pitiful. I might be going to that Jets-Bengals game. Not sure. Tickets are dirt cheap, though. Question is, do I want to watch the Jets and the Bengals in sub-freezing weather? But they're going to be great this next couple weeks, and they're worth picking up and stashing. Next defense, the Eagles. This is a defense that I think could win you your league this year. They've got the Dolphins, the Giants, the Redskins. Those are their next 3 matchups. They could be the end-of-season defense that was like the Patriots at the beginning, and that just, it's a cheat code. It's even with the lineups against your opponent, and then defense, they score 7, and your defense scores 23. They could have some phenomenal weeks and really boost you to the Super Bowl. So they're a defense. I think I own them in every league at this point. I've stashed them a couple weeks ago looking at that schedule in advance, but this is really the last week I think you can get them. So make sure you get the Eagles. They're going to be a huge league winner this year. All right, the last defense we're going to talk about are the Cleveland Browns. They've got the Dolphins, Steelers, and Bengals coming up, which are some really good matchups. The Steelers, they're going to be without Juju most likely, maybe without James Conner, and definitely without Deontay Johnson. And most importantly, they're going to be with Mason Rudolph. So we all know Bengals, they're also really bad. And then we all know Dolphins. Good matchup for any defense. So the Browns are another defense, not as good of a defense as the Eagles, especially now that Mason Garrett is, it's unfortunate. But they're still going to be worth picking up and playing in most leagues, I think, especially just these matchups. I would start any defense against them, including if Miami's defense got to play the Steelers and the Bengals, I would probably pick them up and be fine starting them. Cleveland Browns, better defense than Miami. So I'm picking up the Browns and I'm starting them anywhere I can. All right, now that's the last of the defenses we're going to talk about, and I want to give some quick reminders to pick up Wayne Gallman, most valuable handcuff in the league, I think. And Saquon, he's still dealing with some injuries, and if he gets hurt again, he very well could be shut down for the season since they really don't have a chance at the playoffs. Wayne Gallman remaining schedule includes the Packers, very bad rush defense, and the Dolphins and the Redskins, who have been torched by everyone who's gone against them. So the last few weeks, if Saquon goes out, he will be a very reliable option, and he's someone that I would try to pick up now before anything major happens to Saquon, because any more ankle tweaks or anything, I think he could be shut down for the season. So now that's the end of this. It's a little shorter than usual, but these are just some things I was thinking about today that I wanted to tell you all, because I think these could be very important notes to remember going into the playoffs. So let's get to the Joe Mixon card. If you want to win this autograph card, it's an autographed Joe Mixon rookie card with the jersey patch. On the back, it says the enclosed player-worn material and autograph are guaranteed by Panini America. Very cool card. I got it this preseason. So if you want to win this, go to my recent post where I say giveaway Joe Mixon card. Like that post, and then follow the steps. They are, you like the post, follow this page, and then all you have to do is comment and tag 3 friends in the comment section, and then comment done, and you'll be entered to get this card. And I'm going to be giving it away this Saturday around noon Eastern time, so make sure you stay tuned for that. It's a really cool card. A little sad to give it away, honestly, but hopefully it becomes yours. All right, thank you for listening to the podcast. As always, I hope you have a great week. Hope your matchups go well. Hope those Thursday waiver wires come in. And I'll look forward to watching Thursday Night Football. We've got a pretty good game. And I'll be back on Friday with the starts and sits, and then Saturday with the booms of the week, the OK Boomer section of the show. All right, thank you. Have a good week.